What up, YouTube? Knowledge is self-determination. So, as we all know, it is February, and it is now Black History Month. And I wanted to take this time out to do a quick little critique of Kevin Hart's Black History. Now, I have not watched every episode. In fact, I have not even finished the first episode. Now, I have a couple of things to say about this. First off, if this was meant for children, then I get the comedian putting comedy into, you know what I'm saying, into the sketches and everything and telling the stories. You know, and I do appreciate the fact that he's making an attempt to teach kids about Black history. I appreciate the attempt. I will say that. However, what I do not like, though, is the fact that the seriousness of our plight, of our situation, isn't being reflected in this show, in this series. Actually, this is a 1 hour kind of documentary type of thing. Okay, it's not even a series. Now, what I do not like is the fact that it's not serious. It's not serious. It's not showing the seriousness of our situation. There's a lot of jokes and kind of, you know, a lot of funny parody and things like that, not actually keeping the seriousness of the situation. And I get it. He's trying to repackage Black history and sell it to children, more than likely. And I understand that. But personally, I think we as a people benefit more from history when we actually see and hear what history is. Because some of the reenactments that they do, in fact, all of the reenactments that they do, I got to be honest with you, are completely historically false. I mean, the individuals that he's talking about, the famous Black people that and I'm calling them famous Black people because they made history for us. These Black people that they're talking about, he has their lives, their stories, and what they did down pat. But the reenactments are the joke. You know what I'm saying? And I find it to be a bit disrespectful almost. You know what I'm saying? I find it to be a bit disrespectful. You know, because one, like I actually did a video on my YouTube channel, my Black History Everyday video. I can't remember the brother's name, but the brother who shipped himself from the South to Philadelphia in a box. Like, he had in the reenactment, the one brother who was helping him ship himself to the North having this dialogue with the white man that we know in the fucking 19th and 18th century in this country, Black people were not having dialogue like that with white men. There was no back and forth like that. It did not fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the jokes and funny shit that they put into it, I get it to make it lighthearted. But what I see in that, again, now mind you, I understand if he's doing it just to make it more palatable for children. I get it. But why does everything that Black people need to know always need to be dumbed down and put in a more entertaining light? Why can't we get the real for what shit is, as it is meant to be taken, as it is in history? Why can't we get the real? Why can't we get the emotion? Why do we have to get your comedic reenactment or rendering of what you or how you think these things should have gone? Because these weren't funny times for our people. These were serious times for us. Again, I appreciate the effort from Kevin Hart. I do appreciate it. I just wish it was a more serious look. You know, I really do wish it was a more serious look because because if this is for children, it gives children the opportunity to understand what it was truly like for us. These comedic reenactments do not give children the benefit of knowing what it was really like for us. It takes something away from it. You understand? Now, learning history from someone like Dr. Claude Anderson, who has a point to teaching you history, to empower you. You know what I'm saying? Not just to educate, but to empower you. You know, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to say that this is the case, but Kevin Hart is a very white-friendly comedian. The dude has found his niche in Hollywood and he's doing it. And I'm not hating on Kevin Hart. This brother's from Philly. He doing his thing. You know, I'm not mad. Get yours, Kev. Like real talk, and I appreciate the fact that you did this. However, this seems like the type. I mean, it's on Netflix. It got picked up by Netflix, but I'm not gonna say that because they are anyway. I'm not gonna throw the race card at Netflix like that. But what I will say is this. What I will say is this. The version of history that he's teaching is factual, but the lighthearted aspect that he's injecting into it makes it more palatable for white people. It makes it more palatable for them because there's a certain amount of guilt that white people should feel. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain amount of guilt that white people should feel when we talk when our history is brought up. But the guilt that they should feel is being taken out of the fact that he's making it so lighthearted and making it seem like black people really weren't downtrodden and disenfranchised as they were. The reenactments to me just are not historically accurate. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems to be a little bit whitewashed so that white people won't be offended by their own barbarism. Because that's what it usually seems to be. It's not that they don't want black people telling their story, telling the story. They just don't like to hear their own bullshit come back at them. You understand? It's like an ugly bitch looking in the mirror. She might break all the mirrors in the house so she don't have to look at herself. That's white people. They the ugly bitch looking who don't want to look in the mirror, basically. But anyway, I will say this. At least Kevin Hart is a black celebrity who is actually doing this. I will give him his props for this. After all that critiquing, I will say this. At least he is a black African-American celebrity who is interested in black history and does not mind using his platform to teach kids about our history. So for that, I give Kevin Hart big ups for that. So if you have children, I say watch Kevin Hart's Guide to Black History. I will finish to watch this because it is interesting. It's interesting, it's educational, and I think it might actually be good for kids. He actually has his daughter in there playing a role in it, and I think for children it is good. But for someone myself as an adult who wants a more serious, truthful look at history, I'll check out Dr. Claude Anderson for a real serious, in-depth look into history. But I'm not knocking Kevin. Hey, I critiqued it because that's how I feel about it, but I'm still going to watch and support it because, you know what I'm saying, you're a black man and you are not, and you have the balls to actually talk about black history like most black celebrities don't. So fuck them and props to you, Kev.